Welcome back to the channel, dear seekers of truth and clarity. This is the place where spiritual insight meets daily reflection, where timeless wisdom comes alive through honest conversations. If you're new here, welcome to a journey that is less about seeking answers out there and more about remembering what you've always carried within. Today, we are about to unpack one of the most essential, yet most misunderstood teachings on the path of awakening. Let me ask you this: are you still chasing enlightenment as if it were a distant goal? Are you still striving to become something else, something better, more enlightened, more Buddha-liked? If so, this message is for you. Because the truth is, what you're looking for has never been lost. What you're trying to become, you already are. The Buddha you seek is not hiding on a mountaintop, or in a hidden sutra, or in some future life after 1,000 prostrations. The real Buddha is already within you, specifically, within that single, quiet moment of pure mind. And that is what we are here to talk about today. Let's start with the word Buddha itself. It simply means awakened one, a not all-powerful one, not distant God. Just awakened. Awake to what? Awake to the truth of reality. Awake to the illusion of ego. Awake to the present moment. Awake to suffering and the path beyond it. So, when we ask, where is the Buddha? We are not asking where a person is. We are asking where awareness is, where clarity is, where peace is. And the answer is simple: wherever your mind is still and pure, there the Buddha lives. That sounds beautiful. But how do we live it? Let's tell a story. There was once a monk who meditated for decades, seeking enlightenment. He read every sutra, practiced every technique, fasted, chanted, studied under dozens of masters. But something was always missing. One day, frustrated beyond words, he sat before a quiet stream. No thoughts, no chanting, oh seeking, just silence. And in that moment, the water flowing, the birds singing, the wind moving through trees, he laughed. Not because he had reached something, but because he realized there was nothing to reach. He had spent decades walking in circles around the very place he had never left his own Buddha nature. This story is not an exaggeration. It is the experience of countless practitioners, East and West, ancient and modern. Because enlightenment is not a prize. It is a recognition. The recognition that the mind, in its natural state, before labels and judgments and narratives, is already pure, already whole, already free. This is not to say that practice is pointless. Not at all. Think of practice as polishing a mirror. The mirror itself was never dirty, but over time, it became covered in dust of opinions, trauma, desires, fears, memories. We polish not to create a new mirror, but to reveal the one that has always been there. So the paradox is this: yes, practice. Yes, study. Yes, sit, chant, learn. But not to become something. Rather, to uncover something. To uncover yourself. Not the self created by stories and achievements, but the self that is empty of ego and full of awareness. That self is the Buddha within. And that's what so many teachings are pointing to when they say, don't look outside, look within. But let's be honest, it's hard. The world constantly tells us to improve, achieve, accumulate, transform. Even in spiritual communities, this same energy appears. Level up your meditation. Upgrade your consciousness. Ascend to the next vibration. But the truth is far simpler. The highest state is not higher. It is deeper, closer, quieter. It's in the breath you're taking right now. It's in the stillness between thoughts. It's in the space before reaction. But why is it so hard to recognize? Because we've been trained to look everywhere except where it is. We look in books, we look in teachers, we look in special retreats, magical chants, sacred objects. None of these are bad, They can be wonderful supports, but they are not the source. You are the source. Your pure mind, your aware presence, your silent witness, that is the real temple. That is the place where the Buddha is not just found, but has always been waiting. Let's go deeper. Imagine for a moment that you are walking through a forest. The sun filters through the trees. You hear the crunch of leaves beneath your feet. Birds sing above. There is no thought of past or future, no ambition, no grasping. In that moment, you feel a profound sense of being. That is your natural mind. That is your Buddha nature. Not complex, not mystical, just radically present. Now imagine you try to capture that feeling. You write about it, you talk about it, you try to recreate it. Suddenly, the purity is gone. Why? Because the mind moved from being to controlling, from open awareness to narrative. This shift is the essence of samsara, the world of grasping and becoming. And the way out is not to suppress it or fight it, but to see it clearly. To see how quickly the mind runs, how fast the ego returns, and then to smile. Because even that awareness is part of awakening. Every time you recognize the illusion, even for a second, you are waking up. So don't think of enlightenment as a place you arrive. Think of it as a frequency you tune into. A frequency always present, always humming beneath the noise. When your mind is quiet, it sings, and yet life will keep throwing distractions. That's not failure. That's the path. The key is to keep returning, not with judgment, not with shame, but with gentleness. Each breath is a return. Each moment of presence is a temple. Each act of compassion is a sermon. You see, the Buddha is not just hidden in your mind. The Buddha is hidden in how you listen, in how you forgive, in how you pause before speaking, in how you choose love over resentment, in how you hold space for someone else's pain without fixing it. These are the forms of the Buddha that walk through your daily life. This is why the old masters said, don't speak of Buddhas in the cards, bow to the one in your kitchen. Because the kitchen Buddha, the you who cooks with care, who washes dishes with attention, who welcomes guests with humility, that is the living Dharma. That is enlightenment as a life, not just an idea. So today, I invite you to stop chasing, not to stop practicing, but to stop seeking something else, something more. Instead, begin to notice what's already here. The space in your chest when you take a deep breath. The warmth behind your eyes when you soften your gaze. The peace in your belly when you're not trying to prove anything. That is the pure mind. That is the real Buddha. No shine required. Just presence. Just now. Thank you for watching this video. If it opened something in you, let that opening stay open. Share your thoughts, your stories, your questions in the comments. And if you'd like to keep walking this path together, subscribe and stay connected. Until next time, may your heart be still, your mind be spacious, and your life be a living expression of the awakening you already are.